Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Sunday, the Lord's Day, Sunday, November 16th. It's 7:11 in the morning, a.m. Yes, I'm a little bit late because I had to tend to my friend who took a bad fall. So I'm sure you understand. Um, she's okay, but uh, she's okay, but she's not okay. How about that? Yes. All right. So good morning, everyone. I hope this day finds you well. I hope you have plans for today. Um, Trying to put on here so I can see who and when comes in. Okay, oops. Two. Good morning, Debbie Sue. Good morning, Yvonne. Nishant, good morning. He's here bright and early. Well, nighttime for him. Good morning, Nishant. Nishant, did you write that about the tree that you sent me? It was very good. Debbie Sue's really good at that stuff too. She has the knack to write. Good morning. As I said, I was a little bit late here. Had to tend to my friend, right friend, my Yvonne. She fell, and I hope she's going to be okay. Um, Keep her in your prayers. Good morning, Mary. Good morning. Says it's 47, but there's a bit of a breeze. But I put my light jacket on. I shall be fine. Nice, interesting sky this morning, huh? Thanks for hitting the like button. I guess the Hubs is still sleeping. No coffee. I didn't have time. But I always keep a water out here, and I bet you it's really cold from being out here. Always start your day out with a big thing of water. 3 different colors is right. All right. That is beautiful. It goes all the way across the sky, guys. It goes all the way. And they're moving. If you look at them real closely, they're moving pretty fast for clouds. The sun's shining upon the top of them. Let me turn the camera a little bit so you can see over behind my neighbor's tree. Just a little bit. I'll just turn it just a little bit here. Can you see that? Look how beautiful that is. All those nests up in her tree there, too. The tree finally lost all its leaves and ended up in mostly in my yard. That's okay. Daryl took care of it. That's what leaves do. Oh my goodness. But yeah, the trees, the leaves, if you look out over the horizon there, all those trees out there on the hill. Kind of looks like a mountain, but it's just trees on a hill. It's back up there is where the school is, elementary school. Uh, there's a couple trees that have some leaves left on it. But yeah, the sun's shining over those clouds and it just, oh, there's God, you know? That's what I say. But yeah, those clouds are moving. I don't know if you can see it, but I do. Oh my goodness. So, good morning, Kelly. I'm not looking at my thing here. Let's see. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Debbie Sue. Good morning, honey. Each and every minute or second, I remember you. You are my inspiration. That is so nice. Thank you, Nishant. Kashushi. There's Kashushi came in. Oh, hello, Kahushi. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. All my loves. All of you. Thank you for coming today. Um, it's the Lord's Day, and I really hope you have plans with family. Because, I really miss my family always being together. And if you have a mom or a dad, give them a call, would you? Jeez. Doesn't take much to give your parents a call. Love from India. Well, love from the United States, my darling. Love, love, lots of loves. Love is everything. That's a song, isn't it? Love is everything. Speaking of love, there he is. Good morning, Daryl. Coffee brewing. Oh, surrender your worries. Oh, yeah. That sounds awesome. All right, guys. I really apologize. I was running late, but I'm sure you understand. All right. Okay. I'm going to get started here. Hi, Pineapple. What a cool name. Pineapple 2764. Is that your birthday, February 7th, 1964? Coffee is brewing. Sounds good, right, guys? All right. So, I just opened the book here and I backed up a couple pages because it says, Your way is perfect. All your promises prove true. God's way is best. God's way is the best way, the perfect way, because his way is built on his promises, promise that will always prove true. Every promise of God proves true, every single one. From Matthew 28:20, it says, I am with you always. Matthew 28:20. Deuteronomy 31:8, it says, I will not leave you or forsake you. That's Deuteronomy 31:8. I will not leave you or forsake you. Matthew 11:28 goes on to say, I will give you rest. I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. And Isaiah chapter 41, verse 13, I will help you. I will help you. Isaiah 41:13. And then in Isaiah again, chapter 54, verse 10, it says, My unfailing love for you will not be shaken. My unfailing love for you will not be shaken in Isaiah 54:10. And let me see, I have one more here. What was it? John chapter 10, verse 29. No one can take you out of the Father's hand. No one can take you out of the Father's hand. That's from John chapter 10, verse 29. What promise from his word do you need to remember today? If you're in the middle of a storm, the fear and anxiety you experience can feel greater than the truth. But just because your feelings are overwhelming doesn't mean God's promises are overridden. God doesn't ever say that his way is easy. No, he doesn't, does he? Or without difficulty or pain or struggle. But he does tell us that his way is the best way, and we can trust the truth of his promises. They will always prove true. Good morning, Monique, your Huckleberry. Good morning. But how is that? Okay, guys? Remember, when the wind is out here, if you're in the middle of a storm, the fear and anxiety you're experiencing can feel greater than the truth. But just because you're feeling those feelings and they're overwhelming doesn't mean God's promises are overridden. Are they? No. God doesn't ever say that his way was easy or without difficulty or pain or struggle, but he does tell us that his way is the best way, and we can trust the truth of his promises, and that's what is called faith. Faith, guys. Faith. His way is the best way, and we can trust the truth of his promises. They will always prove true. And from Psalms chapter 18:30, God's way is perfect. All the Lord's promises prove true. He is a shield for all who look for him for protection. Okay? You might be having a bad day just because you're feeling overwhelmed. That doesn't mean God forgot you. It doesn't. It does not mean he forgot you because he never said it was going to be easy, did he? He didn't. He said it's going to be hard, but have faith. Good morning, Vivian. Good morning, honey. Sometimes I can't see you guys come in, and I apologize. That's why my moderators are there, honey. If I don't see you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. My eyes are over here in the book. Um, so I'm going to get my coat because can you hand me the maroon coat there? It's a bit breezy out here, just a bit. Said it was 47, which I thought 50, right? Dom. Hello, Dom. Hello, Vivian. Let me put my coat on here real quick.
Coffee and coat service.
Oh, it's freezing. It's 47, but it feels like.
It's that wind.
Oh, my goodness.
Put the hood up too.
Hey, in my other coat right there is my gloves.
Okay.
Man, I thought it was going to be warm out here. Oh, it's not. All right. So, yeah, it's not going to be easy. So we have to have faith. That's what faith is. Faith isn't easy, is it? Especially when people question our God. They question, how we feel about things. They don't understand about how we feel it in our hearts. And God never said it was going to be easy. But we have to keep our faith. Okay, got a little coffee in me. Whew. Let me see what we're going to go here now. My gloves. Give me a second, guys. It is windy out here. Holy guacamole. Yes, sir. Okay, let's find my page. Wind blew my page. Okay. So, in that anxious, overwhelming feeling that you have, God's claiming your anxious heart. It says, the same God who stills the storm to a whisper can calm your anxious heart. Anxiety, which we all have today, I don't care who you are. Some of us can mask it better than others, but anxiety can feel like a storm inside you. Thick clouds of fear fill your mind as showers of sorrow and suffering spill from your heart, and the winds of uncertainty blow in from every side. It's easy to feel tossed on the waves, drowning in a raging sea of worry or pain. That is so easy to do that. And let's see. Mary says we can't know God's mind, but he does share his thoughts with us. You have to listen, right, Mary? In your heart, you have to listen. Snowing pretty good. Gee, oh no, I don't like that S word. Oh, no, no, no. But God is powerful. With a word, he can calm the waves. With a breath, he can still the storm. His presence alone turns thunder to a whisper and crashing waves into a hushed silence. The same God who calms the storms of the sea can calm your heart today. The waves of your circumstances may keep rising, and the thunder of fear may continue to boom. But there can be peace and calm in your soul when you focus on the one who is with you rather than the storm that surrounds you. Instead of concentrating and manifesting more of this nonsense and guilt and sorrow and anxiety, we need to focus on how He is the peace and calm in your soul when you focus on Him rather than that storm that surrounds you. What waves are crashing into you today? Like, what thunder is drowning out His voice? Do you have that? Maybe not today, you don't, but tomorrow you might, or the next day. We have to be prepared for these storms, right? God is everywhere. Yes, Nishant. Watching from Kenya. All right. So He calms those storms. We have to believe that. What waves are crashing into you today? What thunder is drowning out His voice? Yeah, what is drowning out His voice? We get so deep in depression and anxiety, right? We get so into that. Sometimes we think it's hopeless, but we have to redirect, get our mind a little bit straight. Because I know when I get depressed and I'm in that dark hole, I can't get my thoughts together. I can't say, oh, I'm going to go turn to God. And I have to get myself together and say, look, I'm not alone. God's here. I talk to Him all day. How can I forget that? How can I be sidetracked by this, you know, the evil one coming into my heart, right? Hello, Marcus. I don't know what that word means. Anybody know what that word means? um, okay, welcome, Marcus. Welcome. But when I get like that, you can ask Dara, I'm just like, I just want to curl up in a ball and just go under the covers and just not deal with anything, you know? Name the storm you're in, then trust that God has power to calm it to a whisper. And trust that if He doesn't calm the storm, He will calm you through the storm. Did you guys hear that one? If He doesn't calm the storm, He will then calm you through the storm because you might need to go through that storm. And good morning, Monique. You might need to go through that storm to make you stronger into the person that God wants you to be. Good morning, Marcus. Do you guys understand that? Not that He wants you to suffer, but He's going to calm you down so you know how to weather that storm because maybe something else a lot harder is going to be ahead of you, I'm sorry to say, but He wants you to go through that, but He's going to calm you down so your mind is clear, so you know how to approach the problem that's going to arise, you know? Oh, okay. Okay. All right. That's a long word to say hello. But hello. Good greetings to you. So He's riding those waves with you. He's right there beside you. Remember, you have to just grab His hand, grab Him by the right hand. Don't let go as you're going through this storm. Because if He doesn't calm the storm, He will calm you through the storm so you can make it. He's going to. Don't give up. That's why we have faith. We have free will. Are we going to be following God or are we going to choose the other, or nothing at all? I know my life would be so empty without God in it, and I'm not judging anyone who doesn't believe in God, who doesn't believe in Jesus. I am not. But I'm saying myself, I would be so lost, just lost. And from Psalms 107, 28, 29, then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and He brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper, and the waves of the sea were hushed. Do you remember that story? Do you remember that? Then they cried out to the Lord in their trouble, and he brought them out of their distress. He stilled the storm to a whisper, and the waves of the sea were hushed. From Psalms 107, verse 28 and 29. Look it up if you'd like to read further on that. You still the storms to a whisper, and you hush the waves of the sea. So God cares about you, okay? Just know that. If you give him all your worries, he'll carry you. He'll carry you and he'll carry them. He'll carry them. You know, Debbie Sue sent me um, the little book with footprints. I don't know if you know that. Is that considered a poem or what is it? Um, uh, when there's only one set of footprints and the person questions, you know, why is there only one set of footprints? Did you leave me by myself? And he says, no, that's when I was carrying you. I don't know if that's considered a poem or what is considered, but I consider that something really important. Debbie Sue sent that to me, and I'll treasure that forever. Um, let's see. When I'm weighed down by the many burdens and worries of life, I often have to remind myself God cares for me, and I can give him my deepest worries, my most irrational fears. And if we look back at some of our fears, huh? You know, like my good friend Paula from Paula Does Mrs. Paula Does Retirement, she had a Mount Everest. Okay. It was her Mount Everest. And she was scared. And she was going up that hill. She was scared and she did it at the age of 61. And she has another her eye on another prize going up a different one. And I am so proud of Paula. She inspires me. She's my hero right now. I have lots of heroes in my life, but check out Mrs. Paula Does Retirement. She has it all on film, all her hacking because she has asthma or some kind of breathing problems. And I was like, you can do it. I was yelling at the TV, Paula, you can do it. You can do this. Just grab God by the right hand. I'm telling you, he pulled her right up that hill and she made it. She was at the top and she says, oh, wait a minute. Well, wait a minute here. This isn't the top. I got to go up there now. I was like, "You go, girl." She could have just said, "Huh, I made it. Yay, yay," like Rocky, you know? No, she was honest and she says, "You know what? This isn't actually the top of the hill. I have to go further up." And she did it and she counted her little steps with her little legs and she made it up there. She did it. But then I was like, "Oh, how's she gonna get back down? Because that was really steep. I don't know how she didn't do that without like a rope or something, because that was steep." And but she did it. God did grab you right up there, Paula, and I am so proud. These are not just words, Paula. Can you feel it from my heart, honey? I am so proud of you. So, you guys have to go and watch Mrs. Paula Does Retirement. Her journey, her obstacle, something that she wanted to get through. I did the Rocky Stairs before, and then it was Daryl's turn. I forgot to turn the camera on. And my friend's like, "You're such a brat." I said, "I did not do that on purpose, but I ran up those rocky steps." That's when I was in pretty good shape then, but I want to do that again someday. I'm working on it. I'm working on it. I have Rhonda who inspired me, Miss Super Arm Lady. Now she's doing her own kind of 75 hard or whatever Rhonda's doing. I don't care if it's soft, mellow yellow. She's doing it. That's the point. Rhonda's doing it, right? She made a promise to herself and she's doing it. That is like a hero there too. So Rhonda will always be my hero. you know, I can have as many heroes as I want, just like I can have as many best friends as I want. But Rhonda, Entreaty by Rhonda Hensley is she is awesome. I love her so much. And number 75, Rhonda. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Rhonda, explain. But hey, look, I know Paula's going to get up that other hill. Um, I love them. And anyway, you guys need to show that. You just need to look at it. Okay. I'm getting off track. I digress. I'm sure you all have heroes too. All right. When I'm weighed down with many burdens of life, I often have to remind myself God cares for me. I can give him my deepest worries, my most irrational fears, my wounds and my doubts. He carries he carries my cares. He carries me. Remember that. He carries you. He has sustained me till now, and he will sustain me still no matter what. And as my friend Debbie Sue here, Simply Debbie Sue, goes to her surgery on December 1st, he's going to be there, Debbie Sue. You hold his hand, and he's going to be there because we're all going to be praying for you because you're a very big part of our community, as is everyone. And this is our community, and we all branch out into the core tribe. Hashtag core tribe, right, Rhonda? And if you want to become a member of our community, please do. But if you don't, that's okay. Look at those clouds, guys. Those are so cool. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked again. It says, what cares are you holding on to today? What worries are weighing you down? What burdens are heavy on your heart? Do you have anything heavy on your heart? Come on, we got to give it to God. We got to give it to Him. What worries are weighing you down? What burdens are heavy on your heart? Take a moment to name them, write them down. Now, as you pray, lay these worries down. Literally, set the words you've written down on the floor in front of you as you would lay them down at his feet. That is so good. I like that. Surrender them all to God today. That is really good, guys. Don't you guys think, like, if you are some person that has to have hands on, it doesn't that sound awesome? You write down all your worries and lay them down like you would at God's feet. That is so good. That would be a good lesson for children too, how we lay them down at his feet. I love that. Surrender them all to God today. He wants you to give him your worries because he cares about you. He already knows the heavy weight that you're carrying, and he invites you to give it all to him. Let him carry you and all your worries too. And Paula can attest to that. She wanted to do that hill. She was losing a little bit of her, oh, I don't know if I can do it. But she believed in herself because God was there encouraging her. I don't think she heard me yelling at the TV, but I was like, come on, baby, you can do it. And 1 Peter chapter 5:7, give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you. That's from 1 Peter chapter 5:7. Wow. That is some powerful stuff here that we can surrender our worries to God. So I give you my worries and cares, for you care about me. I know sometimes we feel so alone, right? I like you too, Nishant. Um, um, when somebody has to repent, it's between them and God, you know. Um, if I believe somebody's doing something wrong, Pat, I just feel that that's between them and God. But if you're warning them, that's wonderful. But or trying to teach them something. But I don't like if you're threatening that, oh, before you lose or whatever. I don't like that. Ooh, you can trust. I mean, you can rest in God's goodness no matter what your anxiety may be telling you. God is good, and your soul can rest in His love. Prayer helps us to experience the love and acceptance of Christ, reminding us that His goodness and allowing our souls to rest in His love, no matter the circumstances we're in or the anxiety we're feeling. You hear that? No matter the circumstances we're in or the anxiety we're feeling. If you did something really wrong and you're really sorry for it, and you're really sorry, and you go to God asking forgiveness, you go to the person, ask forgiveness, and say they don't want to forgive you, you're still forgiven by God. And then they have to carry that on their soul. And when people don't forgive you, like truly forgive you, that kind of makes that, in my opinion, don't attack me, but in my opinion, my philosophy is if they don't forgive you, then that sin is now theirs. That's theirs to carry now, because that's heavy on their heart because they're upset that you did something. But if you didn't, you really didn't mean to do it, and you're really sorry. They know you're really sorry, but they're just being, big babies about it, and they don't forgive you, you know? And that's too bad, you know? That's too bad, but you need to know that God forgives you and you forgive yourself. And sometimes we have a hard time forgiving ourselves, but we need to move on. We don't have tomorrow. We're not promised tomorrow. I'm not trying to be sad or anything, but how do you know we are not promised tomorrow? And God loves us, but we're here for a certain amount of time. And what we do here on this earth is what people remember us for. Okay? Paula says God calls on us to forgive so we can be forgiven. It is hard. It is very difficult sometimes, Paula. I can attest to that. I've had some pretty mean things done to me, especially with family and stuff. And it's very, very hard. But, the more I prayed about it and the more I read, scripture and things, it's better to forgive. You might not forget, right? You might not forget, but you forgive them in your heart, then you don't have to carry that around anymore, that sadness of what they did to you. Because sometimes that's what happens. It turns people into ugly people. Um, yeah, I know what you're saying, Kelly. Oh, 6 years, Kelly. 6 years waiting for my son. Um, it can be very difficult, however, to embrace or even fully process God's goodness when your nervous system is dysregulated in times of heightened anxiety or stress. The sympathetic nervous system goes into overdrive, sending the body into fight, flight, or freeze. The sympathetic nervous system goes into overdrive, sending the body into fight, flight, or freeze. I think Yvonne was talking about this yesterday, if I do recall, or the day before. In those moments, the feelings of fear and anxiety overpower the feelings of love and acceptance you have in Christ. The feelings of fear and anxiety overpower the feelings of love and acceptance you have in Christ. Um, I'm talking about those of you that are new. Yvonne is she has a channel. She does affirmations after my live, and she does really nice stuff there too. This is where breath prayers can help. By slowing your breathing, you can calm the sympathetic nervous system and allow the parasympathetic nervous system to take over. That's PARA, sympathetic nervous system to take over. This is the perfect time to begin intentionally shifting your focus away from the fear you're feeling and toward the truth and goodness of God. As you breathe deeply and intentionally, try naming one good thing God has done for you. Focus on his goodness with your breaths. Let your mind fill with gratitude and your soul fill with peace as you focus on God's love and goodness to you. How is that a good? That is, I like that. Boy, I'm getting lots of new things here from this book. Actually writing the the things that were troubles we have and laying it on the floor as you pray, like you're laying it in the feet of God. I love that because that's the way my mind works. But this one here, like I remember Paula, taking her breaths and she was counting, and then she had to take a little break. I'm sure she was looking up to the heavens saying, God, I need to do this. Please. She was digging down deep, and sometimes, I'm sure Paula Or even Rhonda, sometimes she might not want to do what wants, her little routine she does. She might not want to do it, but she has to dig down deep, because if you want something, you have to do it, right? You have to follow through, because those gorgeous arms of Rhonda's didn't just happen. She didn't just blink an eye and say, "Whoo, I'm a sexy girl." No, she worked for it. She worked for it, and everybody's in awe over it, you know? Nobody's jealous or envious, because you know why? Because she worked for it. And if they don't realize that, then that's tough luck on them, because she did. Um, this is where breath pairs can help, and that's like, I like that a lot. This is a perfect time to begin intentional shifting your focus away from the fear you're feeling and toward the truth and goodness of God. And as you breathe deeply and intentionally, try naming one good thing God has done for you. And you focus on his goodness with your breaths as you calm yourself down. And then you let your mind fill with gratitude, and your soul fills with peace as you focus on God's love and goodness. That is so beautiful. I just love that so much. And it says, Psalms 116, verse 7, let my soul be at rest again, for the Lord has been good to me. Let me read that again from 116 Psalms, verse 7. Let my soul be at rest again, for the Lord has been good to me. In this time of all of us being chaotic and running around, just the word, I want to have a peaceful day. That's what I always used to tell my kids when they were little. Can I just have a day of peace? Just a day where you can just sit back and nobody's bickering, nobody's arguing. It's just a day of peace and quiet, and God fills your heart, and you just like, you look around and you're like, then you can be more grateful for all the things you have, like, look at this home. I have a nice home. I have healthy children. I have, a husband that loves me. I have so much. And even if it's little things, even if you don't have a house, maybe you have an apartment. I mean, you have that. That's things to be grateful for, because some of us can't afford a lot. Some of us can't afford to have two cars. Some of us can't even afford one car with insurance and everything. The mind, Mary says, the mind only think one thing at a time. Choose over and over and more positive thought. Yes, I agree, very much so. I do agree with that. It says, let my soul be at rest. You have been good to me. So, God strengthened us, and God is gracious and kind, as we said, and he will be your strength through every single day. Um, and with the dawn of each new day comes the gift of renewed hope and strength. This day is brand new. And you know how much I love sunrises, and I love that it's a brand new day. And as the sun breaks through over the horizon and the darkness of night is pierced with bright rays of its light, and look how it's shining now. It's starting to shine now, right on cue. Um, um, the night is pierced with the bright rays of its light, so the strength of God can break through our weaknesses and piercing our distress with bright rays of hope. You see how the sky lit up? There's a little delay for the camera. You may not feel it right now. You may be weary from a lingering season of sorrow or stress. You may be struggling to hold on to hope in the midst of pain or discouragement. You may be experiencing intense anxiety or fear. When your strength doesn't come from how you're feeling, but rather from who you're trusting, it's so important. When I first hurt my back, and I ended up getting, I don't know if you know what foot drop is. On my left side, I couldn't move my toes. I couldn't move my leg. It just like my foot, your foot just drops. Like if you lift your foot, it just hangs there. You have no way of controlling it. It's horrible. And I thought that I just graduated college. I mean, I just graduated from college. And this happened to me. I had such enormous amount of pain and I just kept screaming out, God, no more pain. And then boom, I had no more pain, but I had the foot drop. And I thought maybe I shouldn't have asked for that, because now I not have pain, but now I can't move my toes. I can't like move my ankle. My foot's just hanging there. And I thought, oh, wonderful. I did all this work, took all my tests, to get my certification, my license, be a teacher, which was not easy. And I was like, now what? You know? Um, so ooh, it's windy out here now. Um, so I prayed about it, and my little guy Matthew, he was probably in third or fourth grade at the time. I'm trying to think when I graduated. Um, he was probably no, he was probably in fourth grade. You know that every day before he went to school, and every day when he would come home, he would get the lotion and he would massage that so the blood would keep circulating in my leg so that I wouldn't have as much nerve damage should I get surgery, because nobody really wanted to touch, my back from the surgery, you know, because that's what was wrong. The nerves were blocked and I needed back surgery. But that little guy did that every day. Now you see that's why we have such a bond. That son of mine, um, he did that every single day. And, when I finally had my surgery, the first thing I did when I woke up is like, "Can I move my foot?" I wanted to move my toes, that's all I wanted to do. Something that we take for granted every day, you put your socks on, wiggle your toes around, but, it was just so, um, a miracle, that to me, it was a miracle, but I had a really good doctor, but, that was really hard time for us all, with me being laid up like that, but, um I have some really good kids, so, yeah. Whew. So there's always a way, Um, it all has to do with who we're trusting. So, if you pray to God today, ask Him to be your strength and salvation in the midst of whatever trouble or suffering or stress you're facing, and wait for Him and rest in Him and trust His heart for you today. Wait for Him, trust in Him, and trust His heart for you today. Isaiah 33:2. Lord, be gracious to us. We long for you. Be our strength every morning, our salvation in time of distress. Isaiah 33:2. Lord, be gracious to us. We long for you. Be our strength every morning, our salvation in times of distress. So God is our strength, right? And He's our help, because my help comes from God. He's the maker of heaven and earth, right? You guys still there? You falling asleep? I know it's Sunday. You get a sip of coffee here. Thank you, Nishant. He says, God say help poor people in with you. Um, got real quiet, Paula. Okay. I just have a little bit more I want to talk to you about, and then you're free. All right. So we all know that God's our help, and your help comes from the Lord, the one who made you and loves you more than all of the heavens and earth. Good morning, Summer. I met you last night with Mary. Good morning, honey. I'm just reading scripture as the sun comes up. Okay. Okay. I was just a little scared that I froze up there. You know how that happens to me, Paula, quite regularly. Let me turn this back over to it. Sunlight in here. Did I get that for you there? Because I was showing you the other thing and I forgot to turn it back. I forgot to turn the camera back. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That's what I was talking about when I started reading that, and then this it brightened up. That is so beautiful. Your help comes from the Lord, the one who made you and loves you more than all the heaven and earth. The creator of all the universe, the giver of life and the maker of heavens and all the earth, is the one who is with you by your side, ready for your help. Is anything too big for God? Too difficult for God? Is there anything too difficult for him to do? If God's breath can create life, if a single word from his mouth can make stars and planets, surely he's able to help you no matter what you're facing. His help may not come in ways you expect. His help may not be in the form of complete physical healing or total relief from suffering, but his help will come. It may come through the compassion and care of other people in your life. It may come through medications or therapy, or it may come as an indescribable inner peace, the kind that he can give. Only he can give. And he stands with you in the fire, as he walks with you through the wilderness, as he wraps his arms around you through the storm. Look at the ways God is helping you today. Can you see your Maker's helping hand in your circumstances today? And from Psalms 121 2, my help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. And some of you may have heard this reading here before, which I did read it before, but I thought it went fit right in with the other ones that we read today about God being our strength. And that one is called God is your help. And my help comes from God. He's the maker of heaven and earth. And good morning, happiest Lily. Good morning, honey. I'm sorry I missed you. Um, hope you will like what I miss. Did I miss something? Hope I will like. Summer is a new person here, I believe, because I met last night on Mary Giggs. I'm sure you've seen me do shout outs for Mary. Um, Mary Giggs is an awesome friend of mine. I just love her to death, and she helps so many people. She was trying to teach me some things because I'm trying to make a cartoon of myself, and like I told you guys before, my cartoons come out looking like a man, and maybe I look like a man. Then I don't know, but I don't have I don't know, I don't know. It just Miss Paula has a very nice one, but somebody made that for her. Her little cartoon looks just like her. I don't know. I'm not real good at this, so maybe I just need to take more time and do stuff. But Summer, isn't Mary so good at all that stuff? She's like, "What's your logo?" I'm like, "Logo? I don't have a logo. Does anybody else have a logo?" I don't know what my logo is. Um, but Summer, she has her logo. She has like a wave, but now for Christmas, I think she has Santa Claus on there surfing. That is so cool. But Summer Ocean Waves. I love it. I love it. You have a logo? What's your logo? I know, Paula. We're we're so we're so behind the times. And Rhonda's older than us. See, I think Rhonda's our age and we're her age. I think somewhere in the universe we got skipped around or something because she's so hip and happening. She's just Rhonda is amazing, man. I can't believe she's 70 years old and I'm 60 and she's like 10 years not 10 years ahead of me in age, but she's 10 years ahead of me in technology. And I have a master's degree in technology, K to 12. But if you don't use it, you lose it. It's everything that, I went to school for is all gone. It's all gone. None of the stuff, they didn't even have like voices to put on, PowerPoints that I did and stuff. And today everything is just so advanced and it's scary. It's intimidating, you know. I I bought that, remember weeks, months ago, I got that embroidery, sewing machine. I have it out of the box and everything. I'm so intimidated because it has a little computer on it, and I'm just like, "Oh," but I'm gonna get to it, I am. Oh, so I don't know. Okay, remember that show, Paula, Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? I used to watch that show, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, these 5th graders are smart." But they probably had, like, top of the line kids there, you know? "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?" Yeah, but, yeah, look at that sunrise. That is just beautiful, beautiful. Um, wow. So, hey, Paula, what are your plans today? I know you were out in the field. Are you taking a rest from your conquering? Um, I'm so proud of you, Paula. I just can't even put in words. Debbie Sue, I'm so proud of you for all your writing. And well, Rhonda doesn't even need to hear it, but I'll say it. Rhonda's Rhonda. You know, the name Rhonda should be put in the dictionary. Now I'm really laying it on thick, ain't I? Church today and cooking later. Oh, are you going out to lunch? I like that. Paula is outstanding in her field. I like it. I like it a lot. So are you, Rhonda. Yes. Yes. Guys, check out Rhonda. Check out Paula. Paula's funny. She's silly like me. She was a elementary school counselor, and we get it. We get yeah. I owe her another video about Paula. Yeah. So, but I'm not scared to give shout outs to my friends, to any of you. If you want a shout out, I will do it. Some people don't like to do that, but I live from my friends, and yes, she has a live at 3 o'clock today. I was just about to get there. I do commercials, and then there's a live on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. On Wednesday night is Rhonda, and okay, you're standing in, are you with a coat on like me? I have 2 coats on, Rhonda. Um, so I think I might have to visit you, Rhonda, in the winter time. Um, so I know, Paula, but you were out without your jacket on for that video. I haven't had any days like that. Um, but Rhonda's live, what is your live for? I know I saw something. What is your live for? 90 degrees. Get it. Okay. I'm happy for you. Really, I am. Um, I had them very intrigued yesterday when I was on Dora's live yesterday. Guys, I was on Explora Dora's live yesterday, and we were doing a wig out. I was wearing my wigs. And I was telling them, she was saying she's so jealous of me. And I said, wow, there's a difference between being envious and jealous. And Karen says, "Well, what's the difference?" I said, "You'll have to go watch the video." So, they kept asking me. I said, "No, you have to go watch Rhonda's video." Yeah, the wigs were fun. So, yeah, they were just cheap wigs I got on Amazon for the characters that I have so many skits I wanna do. I just can't find time in the day. Yeah, well, we're having another one. It's next Saturday at 3:15 Eastern time, so that would be what, 2:15 your time, in the afternoon. So, hey, my buddy, my guy. Hello, Mike the Dasher, Mike the Bike Dasher. Guys, that's another one. I love him. He delivers all that stuff on his bike. He's awesome. Now, I'm concerned about Yvonne because Yvonne fell yesterday, and that's why I was a little late because I was talking to her. I told her she needs to write everything down, what happened. She said, "Oh, it's easy." I said, "No, you're going to forget." I'm having my coffee too. But Mike, Yvonne fell. And I told her she needs to go back there and take pictures because she said there was something with the concrete, the kind of concrete it was. I don't know if Yvonne's still here. She's probably doing her affirmations now. But she and she showed me her legs right after, and they were already bruised. Howdy, howdy, Sally from J Twist. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. I was just talking about Yvonne. She's a Door Dasher, and I think she was doing Walmart Spark or something, and she fell. And she said, they're not going to do anything. I said, write everything down. That's what I said, Mike. I wondered if there's fractures. And she's like, oh, this cat is opening the door. Hold on one second. You are too smart for your good, mister. No, you latch that back up there, buddy. Anyway, she took pictures and she had bruises right away. And I say, write everything down, take pictures, keep taking pictures of your leg. And, if she wants me to call for her, I will. But she says that Walmart's not going to do anything about it, but you don't know until you tell them. And also, that homeowner has homeowner's insurance. She fell on their property. It doesn't matter if you're doing cartwheels or whatever, you got hurt on their property, right? I do have a lot of I love the gig work community. Check them out sometime. They're the nicest people. Mary Giggs, she is very insightful. She knows a lot of stuff. Mike, I love his silly sense of humor because that's the way I am. And I think of him as like my son, like my kiddo, you know. But he likes his landlord's dog he takes for a walk. But anyway, yeah, they are a great community. So, whew, what a day already, huh? So keep Yvonne in your prayers. Keep Debbie Sue for her surgery she's having on December 1st, and Mary's sister Marcia, and so many more. Email me, text me. If you have people to put on prayer you don't want to say here in public. Um, That's a good one. How about that one, Paula? You can't spell community without unity. Yes, and all of the little communities web out together, Michael, as a core tribe, and that's what we call it. Hashtag core tribe. Yes, you can't smell. You can't spell community without unity. I love it. I love it. See, I told you he's a bright one. He is a bright one. But so anyway, I'm gonna close up shop here, guys. I know you um just got started with everything, but I think I filled your brains and your thoughts and your hearts with more than enough today. More than enough. And I just want to tell you, I love you. I do. And you know what else? I'll see you when I see you. And it's cold out here. Baby, it's cold out here. I love you. I'll see you later. I love you. Toodles. Yes. TTFN. Ta-ta for now. Love you. Bye.